how are you, after 3 months of freedom and after so many other years as house arrest? How do you feel? How is your health? How is your spirit?
I think I'm getting into my stride. The first month and a half were very, very busy. It was really almost chaotic. But later we managed to limit my timetable to a reasonable state. And now I think I feel much better.
How did you find Myanmar? How did you find the world in 2010?
In 2010, to start with Burma, I think that there are some differences. The main difference, I've been repeating this many, many times, but I think it's worth repeating again. I found that there are many more young people involved in the movement for democracy, and there's greater support for the NLD and what the NLD is doing among the young. Yesterday, for example, I had a meeting with young people not from the NLD and from places outside Rangoon. Well, 2 days actually, yesterday and the day before, because there were too many people to fit into one day. And the way in which they have come to view their role in the political process of Burma is very encouraging.
Let's start straight away with what's happening in the last few weeks. Burma has a new government, has elected its first president under the new elected government. What does it mean for your country?
At the moment, we are not sure that it means much change, because as you know, of course, the new president was the previous prime minister, and the new cabinet has been announced. We don't have the details yet, but as far as I can make out, many of the old government are once again part of the new government, and the great majority of the ministers are from the army, ex-army or still in the army.
Exactly, obviously from at all?
You mustn't forget that we did have a parliament back in the days of the Burma Socialist Program Party. So parliament is not new. Even after democracy ended in Burma, there still was a parliament. So it depends on what kind of a parliament. And as I've been saying repeatedly, it's better to have blatant dictatorship than a parody of democracy, because if it's a parody, people can pretend that things are going well and not take necessary action. Whereas if it's a blatant dictatorship, people can't excuse themselves from taking necessary action.
I spoke to some people in the street. They say obviously nothing has changed, we have no hope, but we are working or hoping that next election will be better. Do you think this is a little bit the mission, like work for the next 5 or 4 years?
We have to work not just for the next 4 or 5 years, but we have to work for each day as it comes. So I believe that change is possible, not just in 5 years, but even in a shorter time than that, if we work hard enough and system, and that should be recognized.
Exactly. Obviously, you are sure that.
Can you ask? Yes. Sorry. A moment, please. Thank you.
So,
this push towards limiting political activities in Burma to the parliaments. That means practically no political activities at all, and this we cannot accept. And we we accept that there are those who want
choice to boycott the election. How can you lobby the parliament? How can you be effective from outside?
Because I think effectiveness is not in parliament. Effectiveness is with the people. It's the people who will change the system of the country. It's not those who have entered parliament, because as you will have heard, there are many, many questions about the fairness of the elections. Were they free, were they fair? There have been many, many allegations, and some of those who are now members of the parliament and who are now working within the parliament, soon after the elections, they all said that the elections were very unfair, but now they have all gone silent. So let us see how much change this parliament brings, how much space is there in this parliament. Those who elected to go the line of the election said that they were working for political space. They think that there will be political space within the parliament, but we think that the greatest space is outside the parliament.
General Than Shwe is officially not involved anymore in the government. We all know he's behind the scene. What do you think is going to be his role now in the near future? Is still going to be the most powerful man in Burma?
We'll have to wait and see, because there's going to be the National Security Council. So it's too early yet to say what his role is going to be or not to be.
What about alliances, the NLD, new alliances or new relationship? We heard about some tension with the NDF, that a party that decide to former member of the NLD decide to contest the election. How is going the relationship with them? Are you talking to them? There is any chance?
Well, they came to see me. I talked to them just as individuals, but we have nothing to do with them. It's not a matter of any tension between the NLD and the NDF. The NDF is no different from all the other parties which have chosen to contest the elections. They're just one of, I think there were 34 parties, and have really nothing to do with the NLD.
I just wanted to ask you about how you are thinking to reactivate the NLD as a political party.
I don't think we need to reactivate it. It's very active as it is. We're just going to continue with our work as a political party, and of course to strengthen our activities and to broaden the field of our operations.
But obviously it's considered illegally, right, politically, so can you, are you thinking about another appeal maybe? We have come to the end of the appeal as far as the Burmese system is concerned, so now we're taking it to the Human Rights Council. This is under Form 98, which allows us to put our cases to the Human Rights Commission if we have come to the end of all possible legal ways in this country. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the ethnic groups. You were criticized by the junta, saying that you were steering the arrest by supporting them. What is your position?
Biggest one, and because we are the biggest one, I think we have more responsibility than the others. As the biggest ethnic group, we have dominated the country for centuries, and so we have a special responsibility.